It's Monday, the good stuff is live, and Mary is cooking up something special. She's recreating this couple's unforgettable wedding meal, and you can cook right along with her for your own date night inspiration. Then, from the show everyone is talking about, The Pitt, Katherine LaNasa stops by to tell us what's coming next. Plus, Dream Home Alert. Colin and Justin are here transforming the studio into the winter ski chalet living room of your dreams. And we're kicking off a full week of Mary's cozy winter reads with a book that you won't want to put down. It all starts right now.
Listen, Valentine's Day is fast approaching, and today I'm helping one couple cook up something extra special for their at-home date night. Let's meet them.
Hi, my name is Chantel, and I'm really in need of some recipe inspo.
What size onions do you want?
I'm a busy psychological associate, but in my downtime, I love to cook with my amazing husband, Taras.
I need to get a palm.
Get out there.
However, it's really hard to find the time due to my busy schedule. Taras and I have been together for 10 years, and we've been married since 2023. Some days can be harder than others due to Taras's multiple sclerosis, but the kitchen is really our happy place where we can unwind, reconnect, and spend time together.
We're huge fans of the show, and we love the dishes Mary makes.
So we'd love for Mary to be able to teach us an easy romantic dinner that would be perfect for our date nights together.
I love it. Please welcome Chantel and Taras to the show. Okay, first off, absolutely beautiful wedding photos.
Thank you.
So you got married a couple years ago.
Yes.
Very exciting, and you're celebrating your 10th anniversary together this year.
Yes, end of the year.
End of the year, very exciting. So what do you typically do on a date night? Do you dine in, dine out? What's your kind of vibe?
Mix it up.
Mix it up. Oh, that's a good answer, Taras. That's always a good one. I'm feeling really excited today because you actually shared with us a few different foods that you like to eat when you're celebrating something. I know you talked about Thai food a little bit,
Yes.
but you also told us about your wedding meal.
Yes.
So I thought it'd be fun today to recreate your wedding meal so you could make it at home and celebrate anytime. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. All right, I'm gonna get to work. You two get comfy, have a sip of wine. It's gonna be a good thing. So we're gonna make an apple cider chicken with a rosemary peppercorn sauce, right? Now, y'all told me, nice, they're already into the wine, excellent. Y'all told me that you had at your wedding a cider marinated chicken.
Yes.
With like a rosemary peppercorn sauce on the side.
Yeah.
And then roasted vegetables, right?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. I decided let's kind of do all that, but kind of in one pan because date night is always better when there's less dishes to do. Am I right?
Yes,
Okay,
very
cool.
much.
I'm gonna get to work on this recipe though. So over here we have got our potatoes that we've cooked off. So I want to do a little bit of roasted potato with the chicken. So I cook these potatoes off, just a bag of baby potatoes, in boiling salted water. I start them in cold water, bring them up to the boil, and let them go for about 10 to 12 minutes just until fork tender. Then I let them steam dry in a colander. I'm gonna re-add those into my pot and go on with some oil, as well as a little bit of salt and pepper. Now, I always like to parboil my potatoes before I roast them in the oven, because essentially what that's gonna do is ensure you have a well-cooked potato on the inside, but then all the oven's trying to do is make things golden brown, which is always a good thing. So a little bit of pepper on there as well. And then just to mimic the flavor we're gonna have going on in the chicken, I'm gonna go in with just a sprig of rosemary. If you do not have your own fresh rosemary plant, that's fine. You can use the little packet you get at the grocery store, that'll be perfect. All right, I'm gonna give this a toss. And by tossing these together, essentially what's happening is I'm kind of like coaxing the starch out of the potatoes to kind of give them a little bit of a coating. That's gonna help them get a little bit crispy in the oven. If you've watched the show, you've seen me do it before. So that's always a good thing. All right, give that a nice mix to combine. Then I'm gonna move on to the star of the show. We're talking that chicken. So I've got a pan here, and any good chicken dish starts with a little bit of bacon. Am I right? Yeah, I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it.
Yes.
So in this pan, I have 4 strips of bacon. I diced those up, and I started them in a cold pan. Then I brought that temperature up to medium. That gives you a really nice, crispy, golden brown bacon, but leaves you with a ton of that beautiful bacon fat to cook with, so you don't have to add additional kind of oil or butter into here if you don't want to. You always can if you want to, because I'm never mad at a little more butter, but you know, we got bacon fat to work with today. So I've scooped out most of the bacon, and now we're gonna move on to our chicken. So when y'all are buying chicken, how do you typically buy it? Like, are you boneless, skinless? Are you chicken breast, chicken thighs?
Usually chicken breast.
Okay, oh, I'm doing chicken thighs.
That's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. We don't mind thighs.
You know, it's a special occasion.
Exactly.
Okay, fantastic. Know what I like about chicken thighs? I feel like each person you want to serve 2. So if it's a little celebratory, you've got a couple there. I'm using bone-in, skin on. You could do this with chicken breasts as well. It would just take a little longer in the oven. That would be beautiful as well. Skin on, bone in is my favorite, but if you wanted to do boneless, skinless, that would work. It would just cook quicker. So onto here, I'm going to season those up with some salt, as well as a little bit of pepper. And then this is a little bit of a left turn. We're gonna go onto here with a little bit of smoked paprika. Do you like a smoked paprika?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I always call it the bacon of the spice cupboard because it's smoky and delicious. It's fantastic. So I'm gonna go on with about half a teaspoon of smoked paprika just to bring a little smokiness onto that chicken as well. And then just to coat this chicken and to kind of encourage it to go more golden brown and help build a sauce in that pan, I'm gonna go on with 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Just gonna scatter that right on top. I'm not gonna lie, when I was first testing this recipe at home, I used a 1/4 cup of flour. Too much flour. And I hate throwing out flour, but when it's touched raw chicken, you have to throw it out. So 2 tablespoons is perfect. So I'm gonna go in with that. And then I'm just gonna give that a little bit of a toss around just to lightly coat. You don't really need to coat the underside because that's gonna kind of cook in the oven, but it does just help kind of even out the flour and let everything kind of get all around there. This is gonna do a couple things. It's gonna build like a little bit of a crust, almost like a fried chicken crust on there, but it's also gonna give a little bit of flour into the pan, almost making a roux, so it'll thicken up our sauce later. So let's head on over to our pan. We've got that beautiful bacon fat still nice and hot. I'm gonna go in with my chicken thighs skin side down. You wanna hear a little bit of a sizzle going. These are gonna need, I would say, anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes until they're nice and golden brown. But at this point, you're not looking to cook the chicken all the way through. Sometimes I find if I'm trying to sear chicken and then cook it all the way through on the stove, I end up burning the outside just to make sure the inside gets cooked through. That's why we're gonna use the handy dandy oven, date night's best friend, because she's gonna do all the work while I'm having a romantic dinner with my hubby. Always a good thing. All right, pop those in. Those are gonna get nice and seared and golden brown, and we don't have to worry about flipping them over and cooking the other side. That's gonna cook in the oven. Right now, we're just looking for golden brown on that skin side. So while those do their thing, let's get to work on some shallots over here. So I've got 2 shallots. Do you typically have shallots, or are you like a white onion family, a red onion family?
White, yellow.
Nice,
Yeah.
like
Or
the
red.
bag?
Sometimes,
Okay, yeah.
But usually the yellow bag.
I love the yellow bag. The fishnet bag of onions is the only way I buy onions. Reasonably priced, super nice size, really, really fantastic. If you were using those onions, I'd probably use 1 to 1.5. Okay. They would be beautiful as well. They'll cook down a little bit longer, but they'll still be nice and sweet. I am using those shallots because they kind of taste like a garlicky onion. Really tasty, super lovely. So I'm just gonna thinly slice these shallots as well as 2 cloves of garlic, and then I'm gonna chop up about a tablespoon of rosemary. While I get to this, we're gonna have a little chat. You're gonna take a break, but when we come back, we're gonna finish this dish off.
On an all-new live episode, Mary's cooking up a travel-inspired dish that brings big, bold flavors to your weeknight table. Then, airport outfits that actually work. Alexis Hans shows you how to go from plain seat to sightseeing chic with just a few smart swaps. And get ready to laugh. Comedian Laura Ramoso stops by ahead of Just for Laughs Vancouver. That's tomorrow on The Good Stuff.
Today, you guys wrote to us for a little bit of help with your date night at home because you two both love cooking.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, who's the main cook? Hey, nice gentleman. Fantastic. What do you like to cook?
steak.
Nice.
Chicken.
Delicious.
Salmon.
Oh, protein man.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
definitely.
Is he a good cook?
He's a great cook.
Oh, I
Very
love
good.
that. See, I am the cook in my house, but my husband does all of the dishes, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
Speaking of dishes, we are making a really tasty cider chicken, apple cider chicken today with a rosemary peppercorn sauce that's inspired actually by your wedding meal, which is very exciting. Super romantic. So we're gonna head on over to this pan here. I've got this chicken that's been searing up for about, I'd say 6 minutes now. We're just searing the first side because we want that nice golden brown color. So let's take a peek. Oh, yeah, that is what you're looking for. Just so you guys can see, nice and golden brown. Fantastic.
Very
I'm
nice.
gonna set this aside now, but as you can see on the bottom of the pan here, we've got this beautiful fond, also known as kind of like the stucky-on bits that stick to the bottom of the pan. There's tons of flavor in there. There's also a little bit of flour because we dusted the chicken in the flour, so that's gonna help us thicken up our sauce. So this is looking fantastic. So I'm just gonna set the chicken aside, and it's okay that it's not cooked all the way through because we're gonna finish it in the oven. But into this beautiful pan that has bacon fat and chicken schmaltz and everything delicious, we're gonna add in our shallots. So before the break, we chopped up our shallots. So I've got 2 here. Again, if you don't have shallots, you could always use an onion, just a white onion, a yellow onion, a red onion, whatever you got hanging around. And I'm gonna go in with those shallots. Now, the thing that I love about a shallot in particular is they only take about a minute or 2 to cook down. If you were using an onion, I'd probably go for another minute or 2 after that, just to make sure they cook down nicely. But as soon as they hit the heat, you smell that beautiful smell.
Yeah.
It starts almost deglazing the bottom of the pan too, because there's a good amount of moisture in those shallots. It kind of shakes some of that golden brown stuff off the bottom of the pan. So we give it a stir. We want those to go for just about a minute or 2, and then we add in our other flavor boosters. I'm going in with 2 cloves of garlic that I thinly sliced, as well as about a tablespoon of rosemary that I chopped up here. Now, if you don't want rosemary, you could do sage. That would be beautiful. Thyme would be really nice as well. Any sort of good woody herb would be really nice here. But you guys had like a rosemary peppercorn sauce with your wedding?
Yeah.
So we got to do rosemary today. Absolute dream. You got to keep it like on theme.
Yeah.
All right. My husband Aaron and I actually, we got married at a restaurant. It makes our anniversary date very easy because we just go to that same restaurant. And we sit in the booth where we signed our little love contract. It's kind of nice. It's a good thing. All right. So give that a bit of a stir. That only needs about 30 seconds to a minute just to start cooking off that garlic and that rosemary. Then we're gonna start building the sauce because we're actually gonna almost braise this chicken in the sauce. So into there, we're gonna deglaze the pan with about a cup of apple cider. And I'm just using regular apple cider. You could use hard apple cider if you wanted to, but the sweetness and thickness of regular apple cider is absolutely beautiful. So I'm gonna go in with about a cup of that. Pop that on in. And again, this is gonna help kind of deglaze that pan. When you add it in, give it a little bit of a scrape, and you see the bottom of the pan coming clean. There's a couple reasons I love deglazing. First off, the bottom of the pan, there's tons of flavor there. You want that in the sauce. Second, it makes cleanup easier.
Yeah.
Which again, if your husband's the one doing the dishes, I'm doing you a favor, which I absolutely love. All right, give that a nice stir. Then once that comes up to a bit of a simmer, we've already got one going, I'm gonna go in with some cream. We're using whipping cream today. The reason I use whipping cream is the higher the fat percentage, the less likely it's gonna split and give you kind of like a grainy sauce. If you use coffee cream, it could split. You can do it, it just might not be as smooth and creamy as you want it. I'm gonna go in with about half a cup of that whipping cream. Just pour that on through. This is one of my favorite looks. This like, kind of like, ooh, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, right? Ooh, okay. All right, that's looking beautiful and creamy and delicious. We're gonna bump this up a little bit though with some mustard. I'm using about a tablespoon of a grainy Dijon. If you only had a stone ground or a smooth Dijon, that would work as well, but this gives you those little pops of flavor. And then last but not least, we need to add in our peppercorns. So for the peppercorns, since it was a peppercorn sauce, typically for a peppercorn sauce, you use green peppercorns, but those ones you have to buy in like a little jar or a little tin. I don't have them, but I do have regular peppercorns. So I've got some here that I've just busted up in a pestle and mortar because you want them to be a little bit chunky. That's gonna give you like hits of that pepper. Yeah. Really tasty. This is also a great thing to put on steak because it gives you that kind of steak spice vibe. Ugh, dream. Charles and I are gonna talk later about steak. Okay, I'm gonna go in with about half a teaspoon of that pepper just to hold back. You can go with a little bit more if you want. Give that a stir through. Then I'm gonna re-add that bacon. That's gonna get nice and tender, stay a little bit crisp and golden. And then we're gonna nestle that chicken back into the pan. But you wanna do it this time skin side up, so you can kind of maintain that beautiful, crispy skin that, if you can hear it, nice and crispy.
Very.
Pop that in. And this is braising. So when you're braising something, you don't actually want to cover it fully in liquid, because that would mean you're more boiling it.
Yeah.
By braising it, you put it in a little bit of liquid and kind of let that steam heat it as well. So I'm going to pop that into my oven. I've got my oven heated to 375 degrees. This goes onto the center rack in your oven. Now, did you think I forgot about those potatoes? Because I didn't. Never gonna forget about a potato. So the chicken goes onto the second rack, or the middle rack. Then on the lower rack, I have a pan heating in the oven. That's come up to that 375, and I'm gonna go on with those potatoes. You can add a little more oil if you want, but you don't need to. But you're gonna go on, you hear that little bit of a sizzle? That's gonna give you that golden brown color. Those potatoes and that chicken need to go back in the oven for just about 25 to 30 minutes. They're gonna come out at the same time, looking absolutely beautiful. I almost forgot about the chicken. I was too excited about the potatoes. And you get something that looks like this. Like, come on, get out of here. Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
That looks amazing.
I'm feeling pumped about it. Okay, let's give this a little bit of a serve. Now, to serve this up, we have got some of those beautiful crispy potatoes that come out. They're golden brown. You've got that rosemary on there as well. Serve those up right onto the plate. I also made some roasted carrots because I felt like everybody needs a vegetable.
Yeah.
I
Love a
saw in
carrot.
that little video you were adding handfuls of greens in.
Yeah.
That's my type of girl. Love that energy.
Try our best.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go on with some of those beautiful roasted carrots as well. You could even just do wilted greens on here. A little salad on the side would be beautiful. But the carrots would roast in around the same amount of time, so you could pop them onto the pan as well. Then on goes that beautiful tender chicken.
Ooh.
Pop that down. And then last but not least, you cannot forget about the sauce. You know me, I'm a sauce girl.
We need the sauce.
You can't not. So you get that creamy, beautiful sauce with that wonderful, that garlic in there as well. Maybe do a little pool. You can do a little bit on top. All right, I'm gonna go ladies first.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Now, I would recommend, I am a professional TV eater, so I would recommend trying the potato with the sauce, because I'm not gonna lie, cutting chicken with a bone in it on TV is really hard to do.
Not fun.
All right.
Not fun.
There you go.
Okay, do you wanna give it a taste?
Of
Do
course.
it.
Okay, I'm so excited. Okay, cool. I'm hearing wedding bells from the past. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Right? Not bad, eh?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Chantal and Taras, thank you so much for doing this with
Thank
us today. I
you
hope you had a
so
good
much.
day.
Thank
Had a
you.
great time.
I mean, what a weird, fun breakfast. 10 a.m.
Yeah.
chicken.
I love it.
I know.
It's
Doesn't
an
get better.
absolute dream. I
No.
know. Listen, we hope you will have the best Valentine's Day, but we also wanted to help you celebrate your 10th anniversary. So thanks to our friends at St. Anne Spa, you're getting an all-inclusive 2-night stay for two, including breakfast, lunch, afternoon tea, and dinner, along with the complete use of their facilities and a $150 spa and wellness credit.
Whoa.
Yes! Enjoy your Valentine's Day and happy anniversary. Go team, we gotta take a break. We'll be right back. I love
Coming up, Colin and Justin are turning winter into a design dream. Cozy inspiration coming right up.
Helping us get a cozy and modern vibe in our living space, it's dynamic duo Colin and Justin. Hello, gentlemen. Looking very cozy today. We're going for like a cozy, modern vibe here.
We really are, Mary. Do you know what? Canada, for me, is all about winter. I mean, I love it in summer, but when it gets cold and the mercury crashes, that's when you cozy up and really make your home extra special. So today, we're going to talk about layers, but before that, I'm going to remove one of my winter layers. And reveal that. Yes, indeed.
This is a different look for you two.
Slightly different, Mary, yeah?
Different.
Do you know, we're getting our heated rivalry vibe on, okay? Which you can watch on Crave, fantastic show. The spotlight really is on Canada, on the winter, on hockey as well.
Yeah.
And it's the inspiration behind this look, you know. And if you look at D Squared's latest collection, Autumn-Winter 26-27, they revealed in Milan last month, it's all about hockey.
Yeah.
You know, Hudson Williams was there walking the runway. It was all about nets, beautiful scenes of the winter, leaf motifs as well.
Oh, beautiful.
So be inspired by D Squared, Canada's finest, and create your own look.
I love love this. Okay, so you were also, in addition to that fashion show and hockey, Canadian winter, that kind of like Canadian ski chalet vibe, you're also inspired by a ski chalet, right?
We were indeed. One particular ski chalet called the Dreamy Chalet. Now, Dreamy, you guys probably remember, was a really important ski brand, an outdoor leisure wear brand. And they made these really lovely, brightly coloured pieces of ski wear and outdoor. Big colours, yellows, reds, blues, greens, all of that. Now, the owner of that company, now retired, is John Dreamy, and his daughter and her husband are really good friends of ours, Chris and Susan Dreamy, or Susan Dreamy, Chris Mioran. And they built the most wonderful chalet in Thornbury near Collingwood called the Dreamy Chalet, an homage to her dad. And that's what they do. They've taken branding from her father's company. Now they build and sell these chalets. This guy is such a great place. It's on the market. Find it on Google, the Dreamy Chalet.
There you
can
go.
be the next owner.
You got
Check out Realtor.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about the tone of this space. Where are we starting?
Okay, you know, so any project, you start with your inspiration. We're inspired by the chalet, you know, so you do all your tick sheets, look online, get inspired up, get your recipe. Imagine Mary is with you, holding your hand. And then you set the scene, you know, and that is about your decor. We have this wall flat here. So we're using a mural here, great Canadian company about murals. And we've chosen this particular mural because we wanted a timber element in there. Kind of a chalet without wood, can you?
No, not at all.
And we thought about the snow as well. So we thought, let's lighten things up, have a whitewashed timber, and we'll use that as the backdrop. But of course, you know, it is a three-dimensional colour, a three-dimensional pattern, but you got to add another dimension. Go vintage. Look at these boys. Amazing.
I think a really good point to remember when you're styling anything that references the past. Don't be too literal. Don't go overboard or it'll look like a trading spaces room set or something that you would find in a crazy thematic lounge. It's all about mentioning and sweetly referencing, not too much. Less is more.
Fantastic. I love that. Now, what else is going on this wall? Because I've seen a couple things that I'm absolutely loving. In particular, this little number right here.
Exactly. Well, obviously, in days gone by, or when you go to the cottage, you would put a log on the fire. You'd really cozy up. You'd get your marshmallows out and you'd really layer. If you don't have a log fire in your home, you can buy a really super one. Now, this guy here came from Canadian Tire. 389 of your Canadian dollars. Now, I love it like that. However, we thought, wouldn't it be nice to take it a step further and fake it till you make it? Now, this guy here is designed to be used with a real log fire, but there's nothing to say that you can't buy this piece here. It's an elbow bracket and the tube. It's going to cost you about 50 bucks. Cut a small circle of MDF for either end, stick one of the sections of MDF on the wall, and hey presto, you've taken your DIY store basic and turned it into something that really alludes much more success.
And it looks real.
Makes you, and it feels real. Mary, we like to layer. It's all about layers. Layers. We are layer players.
Let's talk a little bit about furniture, because we are in a very cozy space, and furniture definitely is key.
Exactly. You know what? I mean, look at that chair. Doesn't that just say a big, cuddly, warm hug? You know, it's clay, so it feels really rewarding. We were inspired by the puffer jackets on the D-squared catwalk to give you that look. But of course, you know, you cannot have a sofa here. Go on, get dressed.
Stick
it in, Mary. Have a sofa.
Stick it in.
Without some great accessories.
No, Mary, a bit more movement.
Come on, get it. Come on.
That's it.
Oh, no.
You're sitting there in your fur bikini and you're layering up. That's what you got to do, Mary. So get the layers, build the textures into it and make it work.
That is beautiful. I love that it's so wivels. Okay, moving on. What do we got going on here?
Do you know, these fellas down here, again, these are from Castle Lifehouse. All the furniture here today is great Canadian company, dispatch across Canada and across the world should you want. All the way back to Scotland and England for you two.
There you go.
These tables are metal and they've got a stone top. But for us, they kind of reminded us of Winter Olympic rings, you know, the Olympic insignia. I thought a couple of those down there, and these can be moved around because they've got shapes either side, so they're not static. You can go on, move around, maybe without a little bit of that noise. You can build your shape and move it around as you need. And also, should you want to break them apart, take one piece, position it down here. You can basically have flexibility, and that's what we want. Flexibility is our modus operandi.
I love that. Now, let's talk really quick about the dining area, too.
Okay, so the dining area. So we have this populated with these little branches at the the moment because these are our accessories. So we're actually going to dress these around.
Okay,
and if you can see, there's a wonderful common theme there.
It's very like, it's that beautiful dusty white. Lovely.
It is, isn't it? You know, so we're obviously inspired by snow, by the Canadian winter. The branches there, you know, not expensive. We just went to the garden and stripped them off. But these all started off life as bargain pieces from a second-hand store.
Oh, right.
I'll do your van of white bit for you.
There you go.
Here we are.
And a lick of matte white paint just transforms them totally, gives them uniformity.
Yeah.
I mean, that one looks a little bit suspicious. No idea what that looks kind of bizarre.
Colin, you've got a dirty, filthy mind at this time in the morning in front of our lovely new friends here.
But a lick of paint will bring it into line with everything else.
Yeah,
I think that's good. When you're working with anything interior design-wise, if you can bring a little bit of coordination and a relevance and build family relationships between your pieces, and a lick of paint, such a great thing. I mean, $3 each, $4 each, $5 each, but assembled together, they really bring on their strength.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, but getting back to the table, you know, this is from Castle Life again. We were just inspired by the great Canadian outside, you know, and we wanted this very stone look, thinking about fabulous kind of like the ground together, all the veining in here, just gives it all this wonderful character.
Yeah, beautiful.
And of course, getting some old timber on there as well harks back to the original chalet kind of vibe there.
Totally.
It just adds more texture.
Now, I want you guys to think about sitting at that table with a raclette or a fondue. You're completely head to toe in Edam. It's dripping from your every body part at this table. It's going to be fun. So comfortable chairs, so conversation is king. These guys are on casters again from Castle Life. They're actually, they look like velvet, they're actually micro corduroy. There's a tiny little extra texture there. So as well as the velvet, lovely satin finish, you're getting ribbed for extra pleasure.
There you go.
That's what I say. Gently ribbed me for a little bit of fun.
Wow, wow. Okay, and then moving on, let's talk a little bit about what we got going on over here.
You know what? I think discretion is everything, don't you? Who doesn't like a drink? Does anyone like a drink in here?
Oh, not me. No.
Exactly, Mary. You know, you can't get better than a bar, especially this beautiful place here. Look at this. Whoa. Look, yes.
Fantastic.
Isn't that amazing? Again, this is from Castle Life. We picked this because it's got that almost kind of Art Deco feel to it.
Totally.
We love the curves, the echo the curves of everything else. And we like the fact that you could actually be discreet. You know, just in case your local church minister pops round for a little coffee.
Close that tambour, you're fine.
I'll just be with you in a moment. And you can simply close these over.
I mean, I like the fact that we've done a real kind of modern take on ski chalet, because it's all too easy to be too literal, and I mentioned that earlier on. I think there's a real return to that love of really exciting new architecture, and for me, this is a really good representation of that.
It really is absolutely fantastic. Everybody, Colin and Justin.
Thank you, you guys.
Up next, from the show everyone is talking about, The Pitt, Katherine LaNasa stops by to tell us what's coming next. Stay tuned.
Back in action. The Emmy and Golden Globe winning series The Pitt returns with a heart-pounding season 2. Check it out.
Welcome back. Took some time. Plus, who else is going to get this place through the 4th of July?
Your replacement came in early. She's just covering while I go on my little sabbatical.
I have ideas for improving the department.
Okay, well... Want to tell me some more about your ideas?
The backbone of the ER. Everyone, please welcome Katherine LaNasa.
Have a seat. This dress is fantastic.
Thank you.
It's so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Huge congratulations on The Pitt season 2. No big deal. Okay, so season 1 of The Pitt was nominated for 13 primetime Emmys last year. Did you know that number?
I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, that's a lot. And then won 5.
We lost a lot of
No.
I was like, who didn't win?
Yeah, I was like, what's going on? You did win 5, including, not least of all, your win for outstanding. Huge congratulations. So I love award shows. I love the concept of everyone coming together. Everyone's done a great job, and we're just going to celebrate everyone doing a fantastic job. What went through your mind, though, when you won? Did you black out? Were you thrilled? What was going on?
I actually had a weird experience. I never thought that I would win.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an incredible category. I was truly so stunned and excited to just be in the game, you know? And when I sat in my chair, someone came over and said, you know, don't go anywhere. Your category is third.
Okay.
And a few seconds later, I just had this weird feeling. They started the ceremony, and I said to Grant, I know this sounds crazy, but I think I'm going to win. I'm going to win. It's like the universe told me that I was going to win when I was sitting there. It was very weird.
Okay, interesting.
I just had this feeling. No, I had this feeling that I was going to win, and I said, I don't know my speech. I don't really know. Can I try to say the people I need to thank in your ear right now? And I had a little list in my bag, but the bag was like some magnetic bag, and it wasn't mine, and I couldn't open it, and I was like, well, I can't have the list out. Oh, here I am, ready to win, you know? And yet, if I didn't get it out, I might freak out, so I had to get it out and, like, put it away in case I won, and then I won. And,
oh, my gosh.
And I was... That's right. And I was still freaked out, even though the universe said I was going to win, because it actually was true.
Yes.
It was really weird. It was really, really cool. But the main cool part about it all was that the audience was really excited for me, and I could feel it, and it was my peers. And I think that I represented a lot of journeyman actors who have been riding in the back of the Sprinter van their whole career. And, you know, I think it was like one of us, you know, getting it. Like, not someone that had been famous for like 30 years.
No,
you know
not someone who's got, like, who doesn't know where to put the trophy. It's someone who's like, this is the thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was a big deal.
Honestly, it was so clear how thrilled you were and how much it meant to you. And it's so special getting recognized by your peers in that way. Oh my gosh, that's absolutely fantastic. Well, additional people who did pretty well, your co-star and the co-producer of the show, Noah Wiley, he's no stranger to medical procedurals. What is it like working with him? You guys have such a great on-screen rapport. What is that like?
It's really exciting. He always has like a cool take on things. He seems to make everything alive. It's not, as I like to call it, a white on rice choice. Like he'll come up with some spicy way of doing something. So it's exciting, and he's incredibly smart. He's probably one of the smartest people I've ever met. He's very quick, so he's fun. It's fun. It's alive.
I love that. I love that. Now, you play a very courageous woman, Dana. She maintains her composure throughout so many really traumatic experiences, real experiences. What was it like stepping into those shoes for you?
I just think it was great to play someone that's complicated and that's like a hero and valiant, but that's also kind of broken and has grief and maybe doesn't have the best boundaries all the time, and that's just kind of like doing her best. I liked that after I got hit, I kind of got angrier and angrier. It's like, and just kind of more edgy as the day went on. And I liked that they let me be real in the role.
Yes.
So that was really what was fun about it. But I think women, particularly, shout out to tough working women, tough working mothers, you know, like we're a tough bunch, you know? And so I like getting to play a complex character like that.
It feels incredibly real. Like, real is the word. It makes sense, because I think that's the way a lot of people would react.
That's also been a hallmark of John Wells and his shows. Like, when I was coming up, women were like long-suffering. Like, the guys were, oh, look at those rascals, and you know, and then we were supposed to, you know, and if you were smart, you had long hair and probably some enhancements, and then you put on glasses, and now you're a scientist, you know, and you weigh 90 pounds, and it's like you've got it all together. And so John has always just had real women, real sizes, just real inner lives, and more complexity, way before it was popular. And so he was a gold standard for me. So it's really cool to get to work for him.
I will say, I have a friend who's an ER doctor, and he's the person when season 1 came out who recommended the show to me, because there's so many doctors, nurses, people who work in ERs that talk about how real this feels. And like, that's a lot of weight. Did you have any training before getting into it? Because it feels very realistic, not just for someone who doesn't work in the medical field, but for people who literally do every single day.
Yeah, I tried to make it as real as I could. I attempted a Pittsburgh accent, and
I love it.
and I also went to emergency departments. I studied a little bit with Kathy Garvin and followed her around at LA County Hospital, and also with before the second season, during the second season at Allegheny Hospital in Pittsburgh with the charge nurse there, and. You know, it's really important to get the tone. I think it's the tone. You know, they don't kind of, oh my God, his leg is decapitated, it's come off, or, you know, like, you can't do that. Like a normal, you have to realize that there's this thing where you're compassionately detached, is what I call it. Like, you know that this is the worst day of this person's life, but you also have to have a detachment so that you can keep the whole train moving and be solid for the people that are actually going through something. You have to be solid. So I witnessed that in action, and I think it was just kind of bringing that just right tone that I was trying to get.
Well, Katherine, you do such an amazing job, and it's been so nice chatting with you. Huge congratulations on season 2. Season 2 of The Pitt is streaming now on Crave with new episodes. It's dropping every Thursday. We got to take a break, and we'll be right back.
We celebrate Black History Month with beauty picks and businesses you'll want to know about. That's coming up.
February celebrates Black History Month, and joining us today to shine a spotlight on a few Black-owned businesses who are making a big name in the beauty industry, it's my bud, Danielle Mattis. Hey, Danielle! How's it going?
Good. Excited to talk about Black-owned beauty brands.
Fantastic. Okay, representation is huge in the realm of beauty brands. But what are we getting into today?
Okay, so we have a few beauty brands here that are Black-owned. They're inclusive, but not only inclusive, they have great quality products for everyone. And we have skincare, we have makeup, and they really focus on prioritizing self-care as well as performance.
Beautiful. I love that. Okay, so what are we starting with?
Okay, so this is Essentials by Temi. It's a Canadian Black-owned skincare brand founded by Temi Shobawale. And they really focus on clean, vegan skincare products. So we have everything from like facial mist, facial oils, body scrubs, body butters. So everything that focuses on nourishing the skin, hydrating the skin, as well as promoting skin health.
I love that, from head to toe, right?
From head to toe.
We love that. That's absolutely beautiful. Okay, moving on. We're sticking in the realm of skincare. What do we have going on here?
Yes, so this is Topicals, and this is a results-driven skincare brand. So they really focus on targeting everyday real skin concerns. So like dark spots and uneven skin tone and redness and dryness. So you find a lot of their products are sort of like treatment-based.
Okay.
So you'll find creams that are like really rich. You'll find balms and serums that really target those skin concerns that we have.
Nice.
And then they were designed for melanated rich skin, but of course it can be used by everyone.
That's fantastic. And I must say, I love the branding on this. These are so cute.
Amazing branding. They do a really good job with their marketing.
Okay, fantastic. I love that. All right, let's move into the realm of makeup. What do we have going on here?
So this is Danessa Merrick's Beauty. This is one of my favorite makeup lines. It's from Danessa Merrick's, and she's a makeup artist. And this brand really is so innovative, Mary. It changes the way we look and use the way we see and use makeup, right? So a lot of their products are multifunctional, which I know you love.
I do love a multitasker, yeah.
And they have a wide range of products from complexion-based, like foundations, concealers. They also have blush, eyeshadow, everything that you can think of. And their formulas and the formula and the texture is very unique. So you find that they can be used on multiple different parts of the face. So like this Blur Balm powder, which I really like. It's
we've talked about this before.
We have, yeah. So it's called Blur Balm powder, but it's a cream-based formula, right? So it's colored. You can use it as a primer. You can use it as foundation, contour, highlight, everything.
Oh man, I love a multitasker so much. Okay, that's beautiful. I love that, and fantastic colors too. Beautiful.
Yes.
All right, moving on. What do we got going on here?
So this is Pat McGrath Labs, and it's founded by makeup artist Pat McGrath, which is celebrity makeup artist, right? Super iconic. Her work is known worldwide. She's worked on Vogue, editorial, anything high fashion. She's worked on Taylor Swift and Oprah, like a lot of celebrities. And her makeup line is actually inspired by all her like creative looks. Okay. Right? So you'll find a lot of like bright pigments, eyeshadows. She has a full range, but sort of like more like playful makeup. Yeah.
I love this. This is for someone who really wants to make a statement with their makeup. And her looks are known for being like, whoa, fantastic.
Very editorial, like very creative.
Fantastic. I love that. Okay, last but not least, this is a big one. What are we talking about here?
So this is Fenty Beauty. Obviously, we know by Rihanna, right? And this brand is actually one of my favorites because it really changed the whole standard in the beauty industry. So when they first launched in 2017, they were the first brand to launch with 40 shades. Wow. Right, so talk about like inclusive, right? And then obviously as time went on, they launched foundations, concealers, everything that you can think of. And she also has Fenty Skin, so a line of skincare products that's actually really amazing.
I love their sunscreen, and my mama loves a Fenty Beauty.
Yeah.
So it's Myra Berg approved, everybody. Always the greatest thing. Danielle, thank you so much for taking us through this. There's so many great brands. That's awesome. Go team! Woohoo! Okay. We gotta take a quick break and we'll be right back. That was great!
Up next, we're kicking off a full week of Mary's Cozy Winter Reads with a book that you won't want to put down. On an all-new live episode, Mary's cooking up a travel-inspired dish that brings big, bold flavors to your weeknight table. Then, airport outfits that actually work. Alexis Hans shows you how to go from plain seat to sightseeing chic with just a few smart swaps. And get ready to laugh. Comedian Laura Ramoso stops by ahead of Just for Laughs Vancouver. That's tomorrow on The Good Stuff.
Winter Book Club today. All this week, I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite cozy winter reads. Today's title is The Midnight Carousel by Faiza Saeed McLynn. Yes, okay, so this is Saeed McLynn's debut novel. It's historical fiction with a little dash of crime. There's some mystery, magical realism, and a teeny tiny little sprinkling of romance in there too. We start in Paris in 1900 with the construction of a mysterious carousel, the one in question. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I jumped into this book right after finishing another mystery book, and after reading the prologue, I was intrigued and confused. Mainly because I had just finished a book where I had everything figured out. I felt super smart. By the end of that chapter, though, I was like, what's going on? I need to find out. We are dropped into a workshop with a man. He's grief-stricken at the loss of his wife and the failing health of his son. He's building a carousel, though, for the Paris World's Fair. Sounds kind of straightforward, but this was truly such an excellent prologue because by the end of it, I was like hooked. I needed to know the answer to the mystery of the Midnight Carousel. The rest of the book picks up years later and is told from two different perspectives. We've got Detective Laurent Bisset in Paris investigating a number of disappearances involving this carousel, and Maisie Marlowe in England, and then she moves to Chicago. She's an orphaned girl just really looking to find her way in the world. The emotional journey of the main character, Maisie, the ups and downs of love, loss, grief, and hope really kind of grabbed me. She's an incredibly strong woman and has a really, the story kind of really strongly underlies the precariousness of being a young woman in that time. All in all, the mystery of the Midnight Carousel is intriguing, both acting as kind of like a whodunit and like a howdunit. The characters and the setting are built in a way that I felt was kind of like I was watching a movie in my head, and the pacing of the novel made it a super enjoyable read. Now, for each of my books in my Cozy Winter Reads, I like to give a bit of an unconventional rating to help you understand the vibe. So I'm giving this book 4 out of 5 detectives. I didn't know what was going to happen. There's a literal detective in it, didn't know what was going on, a lot of whodunits. And I'm also giving this book 5 out of 5 carousel horses, because there literally is a carousel in it, and the horse is very key. All right, now, last but not least, I'm giving this 1 little crying face, because I was a little sad in this book. There were some sad parts, but listen, studio audience, I loved it so much. So I'm going to send y'all home with a copy of The Midnight Carousel by to tune in each day this week for more of my Winter Book Club recommendations. That's our show for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for more of the good stuff.